Tonight, Penelope Fields is going to make one of our family favorites.
Ready? Well, good afternoon. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make a special dish called shepherd's pie. Very, very popular in England and Ireland. And it's really quite simple to make, but you will see that it's quite impressive and really delicious. Served up straight out of the oven with nice mashed potatoes on top. And it also chills very well, and you can keep it as leftovers. So very simply, I'm going to just show you the basic ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to use a little ground hamburger meat, some onions, potatoes, carrots, and peas, which I actually have frozen in the refrigerator right now. I'm not very good at measuring. I do everything pretty much by eye, but that's one of the great things about these dishes is that there's no way you can really go wrong. As long as you have the right ingredients, you can go along and taste as you cook, and I think you will be very happy with the results. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown the meat. And to make it extra flavorful, we use a nice big onion, cut the onion up, and then we're going to saute it with the hamburger meat in a large frying pan. So I will first peel the onion. Once again, everybody has their own techniques. I'm just really here to show you the basic steps, and feel free to, some people like to peel onions under the water so that it doesn't sting your eyes so much. I like to cut it in little pieces first. Don't peel the whole thing first because I will start crying over my dish, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to first slice up the onions, and again crosswise so that we have nice little diced pieces of onion. And we're going to cut enough to mix in with the hamburger meat. So I will finish cutting this onion and get the meat browning in the fry pan along with the onions. And at this point, I'm actually going to add a little bit of oil. I usually use olive oil. Today I'm using Luana safflower oil, but feel free to use whatever oil you have just to, keep the meat moist and allow the onions to brown nicely along with the meat. So what I'm going to do is turn on the oven and sprinkle in some of the onions on the bottom, get them cooking, and ground up the hamburger meat along in here. I did just wash my hands beforehand, and I am just breaking up the meat and putting that in the frying pan. I'm making a fairly large batch of brown meat. That way I can make several meat pies, shepherd's pies, and I'll give one to my sister and one to our mom, and everybody will have a good dinner tonight. So now that the meat and onions are browning nicely, I'm actually going to turn down the heat a tiny bit and start adding some seasonings. What I am doing now is a little salt and pepper, and feel free to season by taste, but a little salt and pepper in this is really good. And then I like to add a little something else. You might have your favorite spices. This particular one is a Greek spice. It has a little oregano, garlic, onion, salt and pepper in it. And I'm going to put in a little bit of gravy master, and the gravy master just enhances the flavor of the beef. So I'm going to pour a little in, mix it up, and then I'm going to start peeling the vegetables, the potatoes and the carrots. There we go. It's starting to smell very good. Okay. Now I will come over here and peel some of these carrots. Actually, what I do like to do sometimes is just peel them into the sink over a paper towel in a sieve. That way it makes the peel so much easier to clean up afterwards. You just pick up the piece of paper towel and off you go. So peel these nice carrots. And then we come back to the cutting board and dice them. Again, everything is to your liking. I like kind of big chunks of carrots. After we put the mixture into the oven, you'll see everything will cook up nicely. And anyway, so I'll continue cutting these carrots, and then I'll also peel some potatoes. These potatoes are rather small, but these are the ones I had in the house, and again, it doesn't matter. So long as you have potatoes, we're going to make some, boil these up, make some mashed potatoes, which will go on top of the shepherd's pie. So now the meat is nicely browned, and the potatoes have been cooked and strained, and they're now ready to mash. And the next thing we're going to do is add the carrots and the peas. I have the carrots here already chopped, ready to add to the meat mixture. And now I'm going to go to the refrigerator and get the peas. Very hard to get fresh peas these days, so of course I use frozen peas. So I'm going to the refrigerator to get the peas. I'll probably just use half a bag. I'm going to come over here, snip the bag. I will put maybe, I would say probably about half of this in a bowl. But again, do everything by eye and to your preference. And we will add these ingredients to the meat mixture. I probably should have used a slightly bigger pan, but you know what? This is going to work just fine. So I'm pouring the peas into the mixture. Mix that in there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And now I'm going to add the carrots. And the carrots are still raw. They will cook as we bake the shepherd's pie. So I'm going to just stir this in, and when I stir it in, I will mash the potatoes. Here we go. Okay, just let this continue to heat here while I get ready to mash the potatoes. So in mashing the potatoes, I don't actually have a masher. I do it the old-fashioned way, the way that my mom used to do it, and that's with a fork. So the first thing I do is I put in a little butter. I have quite a few potatoes here, so I'm actually using almost a full stick of butter. And I am mashing them in here. The butter's melting nicely because the potatoes are hot. So now I'm going to add a little milk to the potatoes. As I mash, it makes it a little easier to mash. And continue just to mash this up nicely. Oh yeah. So now that we have cooked the meat and the carrots and the peas and the onions, and we have the potatoes all mashed, we're going to assemble the pie. I'm just doing, of course, one at a time here. I won't be using all my ingredients here because I'm going to make definitely 2, maybe 3. Anyway, we we fill the pie dish with the meat mixture. And I have the oven preheated at 350 degrees. So we fill that like that, and then we're going to top it with mashed potatoes. Very nice. So, fill it up like that, top it with the mashed potatoes. Oh, of course, everybody's favorite. And what we like to do is, try to kind of make the potatoes look extra special. They are special, but we're going to try to make them look extra special by just using a fork to create a little bit of a design. Because when this is nicely browned, the potatoes will form an upper crust to the shepherd's pie. So now that this is assembled, we're going to put it in the oven at 350. And we have a nice little, you can do whatever you want. A little ski slope, a little this, a little that. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Beautiful. I'm going to put that in the oven. There we go. And we're going to bake for about 40 minutes. And I cannot wait. All right, now I'm going to check. Oh, yes, see, we actually made 3.5 little pies here. And they are almost ready. Their potatoes are starting to get brown and crispy on top. And they are almost ready. So I'm going to start taking these out. I guess this one first. So in just a short time, yes, I poured myself a cocktail. We are now ready to eat our shepherd's pie. We've made enough for our single friend who lives next door, for us, for our mom, for me, and it was a simple dish, and trust me, it will be delicious. Bon appetit.